Welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play it as karmic themes. This will allow you to see why everything's playing out the way that it is. Now, if you are connected to a Scorpio or Virgo, definitely check out my other channels. You can find those links in the description box along with all other important links, such as my website link. I am open for private readings and um, my shadow healing coaching program. Though I am not open for that right now, we are in the midst of classes. You can click on the link and fill out the form, and then you'll be notified when the next enrollment is going to be. That could be in a month, it could be in a month and a half, I'm not sure. All right. So just those are the important things to know about. Now let's just jump in. Hope everyone's having a good day today. My allergies are killing me. No, it's down in northern Florida. It went from like 80 degrees to like 67, like really like maybe 70, 69 degrees. So everyone's allergies due to the hurricane. It stirred up a lot of stuff. All right. Nervousness. And I'm going to pull another one. So you can either write nervousness in your comment bar, or you'll be able to write this word, which is knowledge, wisdom. So in this case, we're talking about intuitive. And so I feel like you're connected to someone that's really nervous because they know that their time is up. They know that you are not like you don't care anymore, pretty much. They don't feel your energy the way that they used to. They they played a game. They thought that time and distance were gonna trigger you into like coming forward, into like talking to them. That's not what's happening. They're in a place where I also feel like there are things that going on in their life that aren't good. And so there's just this knowing that they have, and it's this higher state of consciousness that comes on randomly, right? It's this intuitive guidance that only in the now we get divine guidance. And it's a deep inside this person, the core of who they are, that they know that they're in trouble. And not just in trouble with the ending of this connection, but like problems within their life. They did something. I don't know what, but it's like they're really nervous about it. So first we're going to see what you were dealing with. Then we're going to see what's going on in this person's life. Then we're going to see what they're going to do. And then we're going to see why you attracted this person into your life. All right. So dealing with this person, it's like, again, they were influenced by, this person was going to come to you again, but I feel like they were influenced by people around them, and they listen to the people that are around them, and they're not happy. And they're not happy because I feel like they're in trouble. I feel like this person is connected to either karmic people that told them not to come towards you, to make you go to them. And now so much time has gone by that they're nervous. They're like, that was bad advice, because I feel like they're also looking at this karmic like, oh, I'm starting to see who you are. I'm starting to see. And they know that when you were dealing with them, they were inconsistent because of this karmic. So this person sat on the fence for a long time. They didn't know what they wanted. Then they came to the decision that they knew what they wanted, but then they got tricked by the karmic, because karmic actually has history with this person. So they know every single button to push. This is why they're nervous, because it's like they see that they were tricked, and they also see that that karmic doesn't have good intentions for them, and that they have a lot of power. I feel like so much power that they're able to influence other people in this person's life. that are also making it difficult for them. Yeah, like they're being forced to be like submissive. The craziness is this person wanted you to be submissive to them because they wanted to like take their sweet ass time in figuring out what they wanted to do with that karmic. So they held back from you for a long time. I feel like and it's not because the relationship wasn't over. The relationship was over. They just didn't, it's comfortability. Comfortability. It's like they don't have to move. It's the pure laziness and comfortability is why this person stayed stuck. It's like there's no other reason. It's like the karmic doesn't care one way or the other about them. However, they're not gonna be damned to see them move on and be happy and still have them in their life and act like a friend. They were willing to be a friend to this person as long as they were still able to benefit. But if they're not going to be able to benefit because they're going to go to you, well, that's not. So it's like the environment, this karmic has gotten not just themselves is holding this person back. Again, and by tricking them, by, I feel like your person felt guilty. So it wanted to like leave on good terms. And the karmic knew this. So they took full advantage of it. So now your person's nervous because they see a lot of time has gone by. They haven't reached out. They took this karmic's negative like advice, which was to have you chase them, for them to give absolutely nothing to you. And there's a sense that they know that you know, because that's what this wisdom card is. This person's so tapped into you, but it took them a long time to see what the karmic was doing. Oh, now they see it. And now they also see how they haven't given you a damn thing. And how you're like, well, don't come to me. I'm not going to save you from whatever that they're doing to you. And you got tired. You got tired. It's like this person didn't give you anything. Like at least there was chemistry before. At least there was passion before. But this karmic told them to stay away from you. So now you don't trust them because you're like, you didn't listen to me. I told you what you needed to do. You didn't want to do that because you wanted to take your sweet ass time to figure out what the fuck you wanted to do. But you didn't figure out what you wanted to do. You let somebody else figure it out. So that's why you're like, you broke the trust with me. So they know already. They didn't see it when they were in it. Again, now they see the lies. You feel like that's all you did was lie. You told me that you were leaving that person. You weren't sure that whether you were leaving that person. Why do you say that you're leaving when you're not? Why do you keep this person? This is why the karmic is mad. The karmic is mad because it's like the whole time you're playing games. It's like you're giving me mixed messages. You're feeding off me. You're utilizing my energy, my resources, my time, my energy, my focus, my money. And you're figuring it out. So you're not giving me anything either. You're like holding back from both of us. Like in hopes that one of us are going to make the decision for you or that we'll actually fight over you, which is how it looks. So this person's lonely because no one's given them anything, and it's like they didn't mind that you were alone the whole time. They sat on their ass trying to figure out, but they weren't figuring out anything. They were comfortable, so they weren't moving at all. They were snail slow. They were fine, being like, well, I can fall back into the way that I was, but they weren't giving the karmic anything either then. Yeah, so now it's like that time, it's like you're like, you crushed this relationship. Yeah, you hurt me because again, you lied right from the beginning. And so really, I don't mind if you get crushed. And let me tell you, that karmic is going to crush them. Like on an emotional level, on a psychological level, on a financial level. on every single level because it's like you thought you were gonna play me. You thought that you were gonna play me. And really, they did. So your person's nervous because they're like, I don't have anyone to run to. No one's gonna fix this problem for me. I wish I could share my good news with you. So they're gonna move. That like their good news is that they're leaving the karmic. You both know I'm not the one for you. Yeah, they know. They know. They know because of the way they treated you. So there's a sense of I wish I could share my good news with you, but you wouldn't come to me. You wouldn't want to be interested in me now. I know, I can feel. They know that they sabotage this connection. Yeah, this person is going to like try and one day talk to you about it. I'm working up the courage to contact you to like apologize. I ran away because I felt I couldn't live up to, again, your needs and expectations. So this person, again, stayed put. They disconnected from you because what they realized is that the karmic lets them like pretty much do whatever the fuck they want as long as the karmic is getting paid, and it's easy to just pay a person. It's easier than actually having to emotionally show up. But because the karmic let this person into their life, like in assume of, okay, well, yes, I tricked you, but you're staying here. There's a part of you that wants to stay here. I know that because you don't really, or you're not confident enough to leave. So your person tried to play it smart where they were like, well, I'm going to feed off of you and then like eventually leave because I don't really want to be with you. I don't have an emotional connection to you. It's comfortable. I can do whatever the hell I want. If I want to run around with 1,000 different people, I can. If I want to be drunk 24/7, I can. If I don't deal with you ever, I can. So I can stay disconnected from you. It was comfortable for this person to stay there. So the karmic knew that and was like, well, I'm going to manipulate it because I still want to get paid. I'm still like benefiting from everything that you're doing. And I kind of like the way that it looks. So, this is a way that I can keep you stuck. And so they tricked them. And how you see it is, well, you shouldn't have been tricked. Like, if you really cared about me, you wouldn't have been tricked. And the karmic knows this. So the karmic knew that it was like, well, listen, it's like whoever's waiting for you, they're going to wait a long time. And then by the time that you come to them, you're not going to have a damn thing because you're going to be feeding off of me. Now I have the right to say that you stole from me. I have the right to say that you used me. I have the power, so this is why your person's nervous. They don't have a place to run. You're making them eat their karma, like where you've turned your back on this person. And it's all because, again, they were influenced. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Because clearly they're not able to even give you anything right now. They're in the midst of problems that karmic is making sure. So they are going to come towards you eventually, but they're going to come towards you a lot different. Saying they're working up the courage to call you, they're not going to be able to call you until after this is done. Now, I think that they don't know what's in store for them 100%. They know that something is brewing though. And so they don't know the extent of it. Trauma. Well, right there, that tells us why you attack neglect, self-love, confusion, friendship, friendship, and optimism. So I feel You grew up in trauma where you were neglected, so emotionally. So you didn't recognize, like, you didn't recognize when a person was a true friend and when they weren't really a friend. When a person is able to have intimacy, there's a sense of not trusting because there was a lot of confusion of the way that you were raised. However, you were always optimistic, but almost to a fault, almost to a fault. And so Spirit says, and that's always a problem when there's not enough self-love. So what you needed to do was love yourself enough, which is what you did because you're like, I'm not, whatever this is, I'm out. So you weren't overly optimistic. You didn't do what your heart wanted to do. There was a heart connection here. You're a sensitive person. You would have, but you didn't because it was confusing. And you were taught when it's confusing, it's not really real. And this person, you had also nothing to go by. This person's been neglecting you. And that brought you back to your original trauma that needed to be integrated, which you integrated it because you chose you. The spiritual lesson was, are you going to love yourself enough, or are you going to be with somebody and try and rescue them and give to them and neglect yourself? Because you were neglected? Are you going to try and bank on someone else in hopes that they were going to give to you? Or are you going to give to yourself and you gave to yourself? Which is why this person is eating their karma and you're not. Otherwise, you would have inherited their karma because that's how karma is inherited. It's that a lot of times we're like, they say no good deed goes unpunished. So going on a rescue mission for someone that doesn't deserve to be rescued. They need to face their karma. They didn't treat you well. And so you would be like, again, giving someone self-love that wasn't capable of it in hopes to get it in God's hands. God says this is the final message, the message that Spirit leaves us with for this situation and how we get over it. How do we move forward? In God's hands, my trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and greater love guides my heart and my choices. My faith is steady and I remain true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. Now we know that the universe is God and God is the energy of unconditional love. And so that energy of unconditional love is derived from the higher states of consciousness, which is forgiving, self-compassion. So the spiritual wound here is love, but it's not to love someone else, to show how good you are. It's to first always by loving yourself and then leaving everything up to the universe. And that means like if this didn't feel right, let it go. Because the universe will bring you someone that's more in alignment with who you are today, not the wounds of your past. I leave it there, Gemini. I hope you resonated. Bye.